Hey there guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I was actually trying to get the microphone fixed up with the camera, but it's not working for some reason. So maybe it needs charged or something like that. So how you guys are doing? Is all ready for Christmas? I've actually am on my last project, and this is for somebody that I care about. I don't know what she was going to be doing with this, but it's a pouch, zippered, and I had made this like maybe about 3-4 years ago, and I was trying to sell it, but nobody seems to want it, so I'm just giving it away, so she could do whatever she wants with that, papers, pills, or whatever, I don't know. And she's also going to get this. Yeah, I love this stocking. So I think she should be really pleased with that. So I was thinking that, alright, these are 2 projects that I made for her. I need to make her something else. So I decided to make her pot holders. So I'm on the second one. So the second one, this one has lavender in the back, and the one that I'm doing now is the frosty green. So and then that's it. All my Christmas presents are crocheted, or made with fabric. So because I invested a sewing machine, and it's it works pretty well. It's a Janome 5060, and it's like every time I use it, I'm more finding something out about it, and which is really good because I want to get to know the sewing machine fully. So but I made like I think the total was I think about 6 or 7 presents that I have made, and my yarn's kind of getting caught underneath the sofa, so I had to pull it out. So but yeah, I wish that the microphone was working, so I'm just using the camera one. So this should be finished by today, because I'm doing both panels. This is the front and this is the back, and then I'm sewing them together. So because I told my mother that I don't know what to get her, because my other aunt, she is my godmother, and so if I get her something, and then we're all going down to my cousin's for Christmas dinner, and my aunt, the one that's getting this, I think she might be wondering, well, why am I not getting any presents or whatever. I mean, she's very good at heart, and but I think last year she gave me some. Yeah, she gave me a sweatshirt, and it just seems like she's been giving me sweatshirts every year for Christmas. So I kind of like know what I'm getting this year if she happens to buy me a Christmas present. So, and then I was telling my mother, what should I do? I'm like, she said, well, you can make her some pot holders. So I said that's a good idea, and then I was thinking about the pattern, shells or whatever, and this here pattern, I had to keep switching from color to color, and so I've I did that within a day, and just like right after I was video chatting with my mother, and she goes, make sure you get that done right now when we get off. I'm like, okay. So I've so this is the last present, and I was thinking kind of like outside of the box, I guess, that when I'm done with this, I'm going to continue working with other projects and see if I could be able to sell them. What I also had done was that the stuff that I had laying around for a while, I know that they weren't going to be selling, that I would contact the St. Vincent's de Paul charity shop and see if they want it, because there's a bunch of hats there too, and I had those hats for a couple of years and they really weren't selling, and I threw an email over them to them, and I told them that I do crochet, that I crochet, and I have a bunch of crocheting stuff, and I just want to give it to charity, for something really nice for Christmas. And so they actually thought that was really nice. So I set up a time and day for it, for them to pick it up. And it was supposed to be 12 noon on Friday, but they never showed up. So I threw an email over to them, just later on tonight. Well, right now it's like, I think it's going on 5 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I want to get this done so I can continue with my other projects. And my hat's bowling. So I want you guys to see the bowl as well. So, yeah, it's just, I just love crocheting, But what really bothers me is crocheting in the spring and summertime when it's really warm. I can't do it because my palms, they sweat like crazy. And so this is like the perfect time for me to do some crocheting. Now that I have the sewing machine, I could probably switch over to do some crafts with the sewing machine for the spring and summer, during the hot weather. And I just think that that might be a plan for me. I haven't tried it before because I just invested the sewing machine just, I don't know, I guess 6 weeks ago. And so I'll try that out this coming year. And I just can't believe that Christmas is in 5 days. So what I was going to do was just stay home. It's a regular day for me. I'll just take out my yarn and crochet hooks and start making projects. So But then I got an invite from my cousin, and I know that if I didn't go, she'll be wondering, why am I staying home alone? Because I do live alone, and I just more like, I guess I'm like a homebody. It's just like I want to just be by myself. I think it's really nice to be able to have alone time. But their way of thinking is that it's Christmas, you don't want to be alone, your husband passed away 7 years ago, and like this month is not my month, to be quite honest. He did pass away 7 years ago on the 18th of December. His birthday was the 8th of December, and now you have Christmas on the 25th of September. So it's really it's just not my month, unless I could be able to find somebody to settle down with and build memories and all that kind of stuff. So there is somebody that is really interested in me, and he's from Hungary, and but I don't know how it's going to work out. We are chatting at the moment on Facebook, so I try to just kind of be more real to him, rather than saying, oh, I'm in love with you, blah blah blah. I mean, you can't really love somebody if you haven't really met. So and then he took that in consideration, that you know what, you're right, but I just like you have a good soul and all that. So but we'll see what happens. I've actually we haven't even video chatted yet, so which I don't mind doing one of these days with him. But I'm just keeping my distance, and I don't want anything to kind of like backfire, I guess. If there's something there, then he was mentioning that I should come to Hungary, and he could be able to show me around, which is kind of nice. He was telling me that he wants to move here and continue working with KFC, and because that's his line of work. Working at KFC, he loves KFC. So I was trying to give him more of a let's just think outside the box. So why don't you try it for hotels, since you did that already in Paris? And he said, no, I don't think so, because I really like KFCs. And I said, okay, I'm just just throwing some ideas to you. I don't know what the EU is like with him and is immigrating. So I think there's like a lot of gaps. So but yeah, like at the moment we're just chatting, and just getting a little familiar with each other, and there's nothing serious about it. So I'm keeping my doors open with other people. I've actually really liked someone down in Dublin. So he hasn't been up here. It's too far up here for him. If we were to meet, we would have to meet in Belfast. And I just kind of like thought about it, and I was like, well, I could come down to Dublin, for a couple of days and stay in a hotel. Because what I really would like is to move down to Dublin. But the thing is that it's very expensive. The cost of living and all that. So, but that I have to think more of, if I were to do this, I'm going to have to do some researching to prepare myself to go down there, to move at that. So I guess that would be on my bucket list for the New Year's. Oh, speaking of New Year's, what are you guys doing for New Year's? Any resolutions? Any goals? That's one of my thoughts right now, is just to just to do some researching for Dublin. Someone told me, go down to Belfast. I was like, I don't want to go down to Belfast. And I really would like to go down to Dublin. It was I thought about it. It would be like either Dublin or Manchester. But these are the two cities that are very expensive to live. And it's just something to think about right now. What I also was thinking about was, since I was doing some vlogs with you guys, I was thinking more, I used to do some podcasting, with my husband. And it's kind of like, we just started, and of course there's going to be days that he wasn't feeling well, so I would have to do a podcast on my own, because that year he spent a lot of time in the hospital. I think it was about 27 weeks in and out. So so when it came to that of his passing, I stopped the podcast. So and I was thinking about it, do I want to go back to the podcasting? If I do, I would want to try something different. Maybe a whole new different podcast. And there's a few options. I could do podcasting for the bear community, or I could do like a crocheting podcast. So there are ideas out there. So that's another thing to think about for the New Year's. And I had actually recently went back to working out again. I was doing the Mounjaro injections, and I was doing it for about a year. The first 5 months it was 2.5 milligrams. And I didn't know that I could be able to boost it up myself. Because when I was doing it on the computer, there's a section of notes. So all I had to do was type in 5 milligrams for the Mount Zero. So the 5 milligrams was like about 4 months. And then I was like, you know what, let me boost this up a little bit more because I don't see any results. So I had boosted up to 7.5 milligrams. The most you could do is 15 milligrams. And I took that for a while. And I've been talking to my uncle, and he was telling me, so how are you doing with the injections? I says, you know what, I just feel like I'm just taking them. And there's no results. And then he could understand that. So what I did was I wrote in a note saying that I don't want to do the Mount Zero anymore because it's not working for me. So then when I got my prescriptions, there was, we get this green slip that the doctor needs to see or whatever. So the doctor wanted to see me, which is the diabetes, because that's what I have, and so I made contact with the receptionist, and she says that all his bookings are fully until the New Year's. I was like, oh well, great, now I gotta wait till after the New Year's. So yeah, it's just I just wanted to get it over and done with, before the Christmas holiday, but that's not going to work. So but yeah, it's just more like I'm just taking it day by day right now. I'm so glad that this is the last project, because I was rushing it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to finish it or not, along with the other projects. So what I did was, I had some stuff, already stored away, so why don't I just give some of that away, as presents. I was like, well, yeah. They weren't selling, so I might as well just give them away. So I made my first quilt, which was really nice. You could probably see that in the short videos. And I wanted to give to someone special, and I thought about my cousin. I was like, I'm going to give this to her. So I've I've been trying to keep myself happy from being depressed and stuff like that. And I'm glad that I'm going over to my cousins, so I could be able to spend time with them. So yeah, well, it'll also get me out of the house, and I'm so glad that we don't have any Arctic blasts, because it's cold, but when the Arctic blast comes, it gets very cold, below zero. So I don't know, we didn't have that last year. I think we only had it once. So I remember a time, this was like a few years ago, that I lived in a bungalow at the time, and it was around the Christmas holidays, and the Arctic blast came. My heaters weren't working. I called up the landlord, and I says, I need you to come over here. I need to have them to check it out and to see if we could get it fixed because I can't live like this. Lived like that for about 2 days. And I didn't really appreciate that because he took his time. And then somebody crashed in the front yard. You know, the fence went down and contacted the landlord again. What's going on now? So, as says, well, somebody approached me and they said that, you know, somebody backed into to the fence and drove off. And I thought that, you know, and then when I told him, you know, he said, we'll try to find somebody. Weeks went by, then it turned into 2 months, and I was like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with this landlord. So I left the bungalow, which was, I didn't really want to leave it because it was a nice area, and it was a nice bungalow, and so I was waiting for this, for him to have somebody to come fix the fence, and it never happened. I think something like I think it was like 2 or 3 months later, I looked up, you know, and then I stopped by at the bungalow. Somebody finally fixed the fence. So I was getting the impression that the landlord didn't like me, and he just wanted me to go. And which was fine. You know, I didn't like the landlord either. You know, so but yeah, I would just love to, what I really want is to live in a cottage with a nice open fire, and I think that would be so great. You know what I mean? It's maybe I don't know, but well, I mean, I look at some of the pictures down in Dublin, you know, of Irish cottages and stuff like that. So it just gives me that want to live in there, want to live in that Irish cottage. So I think I made too much of this. So but yeah, it's yeah, so I just, when getting back to the Manjaro it's now that I stopped it, this was like about the week of my birthday, which is the 23rd was a Sunday, and I normally take it on a Monday morning. So that's when I stopped. I didn't like how it made me feel, because I didn't feel like working out. I didn't feel like doing anything. So I've actually started back working out very slowly, and it's I'm glad that I've went back to it again, just to try to get some energy in my body, some motivation and all that kind of stuff. So I have to be more committed after the New Year's. So that's another, I don't know if you could call it resolutions, or resolutions could actually make, you can actually easily break them. So I think that if you say, I don't know, if you say goals, that will give you the, what's the word, the more of a push to reach that goal. And yeah, it's So I got a few of them here for the New Year's. But anyways, my camera is about to, the battery's about to die out, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I will probably make another video before Christmas. So I will catch you guys soon. So you guys take care. And if I don't do another video, I hope you guys have a great Christmas. And I will do a New Year's vlogs for you guys. And all that kind of good stuff. So enjoy your Christmas. Happy holidays, and you'll see me again. Take care.